Today I'm giving up on the sunroof. I'm going to sort that out another time. I'm going to change the spark plugs because the engine's not running nicely at all. And HT leads, and wow, that's quite a coked up looking spark plug there. These have been on the car quite a while, but that would suggest to me that the engine's been running rich for a while. I know one of the cylinders isn't firing at all. I know I've got the end of one of the spark plugs is quite corroded. So yeah, I'm going to be replacing these. So these aren't looking fantastic at all, are they really? I mean, I know they've been on the car a while, but that one's got oil around it, which is a concern. And then if you have a look at this one, just look how thick the deposits are on that. That's not enticing at all. I also don't understand why at the end these parts here, the end of the spark plugs come away. It's nicely done up on the new ones. So they didn't feel especially well done up. So the new ones are going to get torqued down in place. I need to look into what that's going to mean for the car. So again, these are the sparks on the other side of the engine. We've got, that's the back of the engine. So again, quite heavily coked up. So the poor thing was never really going to fire particularly well. The connector on this one's rusted and corroded. And looking in the inside of the HT lead as well. I mean, I thought this was the cylinder that isn't firing, apart from it being rough, but there's no good reason why this car should be running. I have had the engine running a lot, just on the drive, and it's just been on the auto choke, and the auto choke will just chuck extra fuel into the manifold, so it could be that. But I will need to do some further research into that. It could just be running too rich. But then, I was having difficulty getting it to run. So maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the new plugs are in. They are finger tight so far, so they're going to need torquing, and then it'll be a change of the HT leads. So the manual says 16 Newton meters. So of torque to tighten them up. So there's 15 plus 1 should give me 16 Newton meters. So it's time to go torquing. Right, so onto the HT leads. I did have these lovely Magnacore ones on before, but they seem to be still reasonably fine in there. Anyway, I'm going to replace them because I've done the spark plugs as well, and just replacing them one at a time. So matching it up and then sticking it on the car, and that way I don't get confused in the firing order. So things escalated a little bit. What happened? So I started the car up with the new spark plugs, put the new HT leads on, and wow, it was rough, wouldn't run, wouldn't idle. So I ripped everything off, and then I turned the idle screws up, and engine was rough. And then the revs just started rising, and it must be like, I don't know if there's a cylinder that's not firing properly, or I have no idea really. And then suddenly it went smooth. It was really nice. So I've been backing off the revs, just lowering the idle a little bit, and I can confirm that the FSAD is working, doing its thing. So I'm likely going to come at the temperature, see where the engine speed drops. Quick tune. I've been here before. Get my airflow meter. Balance that to 800, 850 RPM. Airflow meter. Make sure it's the same on both sides. Reconnect everything back up again, and then we're done. Shouldn't take too long to do that. And then, you know, engine should be good again, I guess. Actually, additionally, the other thing that I've done is back the mixture off. 1/4 turn. If those spark plugs are really, really rich, although it could be, well, what were they? Rover rich, so they were dark and sooty. It could be the case that, I mean, it hasn't been running nicely, so it could be the case that there's that play. There's the FASD, which basically enriches the mixture. And there's been a lot of driving that's just basically been on the choke. The engine's not really warmed up. So, I mean, that could be part and parcel of it. But it sounds really sweet at the moment. It sounds really nice. But I go through these sorts of fits and spurts, don't I, really? Anyway, let the car go to temperature, and then give it a quick tune, and then that's that. Maybe some gardening. And there we have it. A nice, smooth running engine. I did have this tapping sound before, and one of the HT leads just popped off the distributor and was arcing on the car, which wasn't fantastic, but this is all good. Happy with the engine speed. Can't remember if it's 750 or 850, but I'm going with 850. So this is all going to get closed up, going to get packed up, and I'm off to do something else. Well, I've got to say though, after this week, it feels like a little bit of a win, finally.